I'm Mrs. G, and this is the first version of Kids Corner. Our guests today are Megan, Danielle, Kelly, and Kimmy. Now first we're going to read a story, and I'd like you to listen carefully. It's a story about a man called Johnny Appleseed. Here's a picture of Johnny with his friend. And you can look at this picture.
Who's Johnny with a mustache?
Johnny's the boy. Johnny's the boy that's wearing this little pot on his hat and carrying a sack. Okay, now listen carefully and I'll tell you the story about Johnny Appleseed. A long, long time ago, there lived a boy named Johnny Chapman. He lived on a farm in a little town, and it was full of barns and fields and lots of animals. But best of all to Johnny, that farm had many apple trees. Well, apple trees and apples were the love of Johnny's life, and wherever he went, he carried apple seeds to plant them. So wherever he had been, an apple tree grew. By the time he grew to be a man, his whole town was bulging with apple trees. That's when he had a wonderful idea. He decided to walk across the whole country and plant his apple seeds so that they would grow everywhere. So he plopped a pot on his head, which he used for a hat and for a cooking pot, grabbed a Bible for reading, and carried his sack of seeds. For all his life, he walked along many paths planting apple seeds so that everybody could enjoy apples as much as he did. Once in a while, he traded little apple trees for food to eat, and even sold them for the little money he needed to live. But mostly, he gave trees away. As time passed by, just about everybody knew him as Johnny Appleseed. People liked to listen to his stories even more than they loved his apples. Like the one about a family with 7 children living in a hollow tree, and how some mean Indians had tried to kill him once, but he got away from them by hiding in the muddy water of a pond. Some nice Indians had taught him a little trick. You just breathe through a reed that you find growing through the water's edge, and that's how he got away from the mean Indians. When Johnny Appleseed grew to be a tired old man, he rested under one of the apple trees he had planted many years before. A strange-looking angel in a coonskin cap had told Johnny that his work was finished here. And that's when Johnny went on to heaven, and he's still planting apple seeds today. And that's the end of the story, and how we have so many apple trees growing around here. Now, I would like to show you some different kinds of apples that we have. Now, Johnny's responsible for planting all different kinds of apples. Now we have one red shiny apple that's not really totally round, is it? It's not like a ball. Kind of has little bumps here. See? That's called a delicious apple, a red delicious apple. And we have a green apple. This is going to turn bright yellow, and that's called a golden delicious apple. And this is another green apple. So apples aren't always red, are they? No. That's a Granny Smith. And here we have the kind you see most of all, the Macintosh apple. Now, have you ever seen these apples at home before? Which, can you point to the one that you see most often in your kitchen? This kind? Is this the kind? What about you, Kelly? Do you see any of these that you see at your house? Which one? Can you point?
Yeah.
Which one is the kind you see at home?
This is where I get.
This kind?
Yeah.
Yeah?
But the mushrooms are dangerous.
Oh. Megan, what kind do you see at your house? Do you see the red ones?
Yeah.
Or the green ones?
No.
Yeah? Okay, I'd like to show you something. It's a little bit of a trick. I found this.
Yeah.
Now,
This is a
what color is that?
red.
It's red like an apple, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's round like an apple, isn't it? But what's different about it?
I don't know.
Look at the top. What are these skinny little things called on top? Do you know what that is?
Sticks.
A stick. It's a little stem. Little stem. What is this fat thing on top?
I don't know.
I don't know either. So that's something different, isn't it? Let's look at the bottoms of it. Okay? There's a circle on the bottom here, isn't there? And there's bumps here, isn't there? And there's bumps here. Right?
Then there's bumps here.
Yeah, there's bumps. This has a big, big hole, doesn't it? Well, later on we're going to open that and see what's different about the inside.
Can you see?
Do you think that's an apple?
No.
Do you think that's an apple, Kim? No, it's not an apple. We'll find out what it is later on.
Why do we have to put it on the top?
Okay. Now, we've heard the story about Johnny Appleseed. Now I want to see if you really know what an apple is. Hey, Kelly, want to stand right here for a second?
Yeah.
Okay, let's look at the apple tree.
Okay.
Okay, can you point to the apples on the tree?
Yeah.
Just the ones on the tree.
Okay.
Here's the tree. There's one. Okay, can you see another apple up there?
Yeah.
2 apples?
No.
Okay, don't push on that. And what about that? Is that a fly? Is it a butterfly?
That's an apple right there.
Right, that's an apple right there.
That's why I'm chocolate.
Okay. Now, some of the fruit has fallen from the tree. And you have to look at the bottom. Now, some of them are going to be a little bit tricky because not all of them are apples. Okay, Kelly, can you find one of the apples?
Yeah.
Okay, find an apple and point to it. Now, one that's on the ground. Is that an apple?
No, that's strawberry.
That's a raspberry. Can you find an apple?
This raspberry right there.
There's an apple right there. Okay, you pointed to one. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to put the apples on the tree. Okay? You want to show me where you want to put this? Where?
No, right there, right there.
Right there. Okay, you want to go sit down and we'll let one of the other girls have a turn? Okay, Kimmy. Hey, Kelly, you go sit down. Okay, Kimmy, you find another apple on the ground.
No.
There's an apple. Okay, what about this?
One on the ground, yeah. One on the ground right there.
That's an apple, so we can take this, and Kimmy, you can put that on the tree. Show me where. Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I get that?
Okay, you go sit down. Go sit down.
Right there.
Okay, we'll be right back after this message with this game. Welcome back to Kids Corner. Right now, Danielle's going to find an apple and place it on the tree. Danielle, can you figure out which one's an apple? That's an apple? Wait, let's look at this carefully. What's different? What's different about this? Look at the top.
Nanny bought me this.
Look at the ones on the ground. What's that?
Cherry.
That's a cherry. We want to put the apples in the apple tree, right? That's a tomato. Right there. Okay? Now find an apple. That's right. Yep, you can put it up there.
It's on the oldest.
Right. Very good. Okay, thank you very much. And Megan, there's one apple left. Can you find it on the ground? Megan, can you come here?
Why did you dump the crayons in?
Okay, Kimmy, sit down, honey. That's a girl. Come here.
No, that's
Okay, where's the apple on the ground?